Okay. And then I'm going to go in with my middle color, my CG24, and color in the bottom portion of the petals. And underneath the flower, where the darkest shading is going to be, and I'm going to pick a side. I'm going to pick my right side. No, excuse me, your left side. Okay, this is G28, and I'm just going to do just a little bit with that one. Just a little bit there. And then I'm going back with my lightest and blending those colors. That just really softens those petals, makes them pretty. Okay, now this is the oh, we forgot the stamens. Let me grab Y17 for that. A bright, pretty yellow. Not much more than dots there. But if you've colored over them red, that's okay. Just go ahead and add your color to it. You might need to go back over it a couple times, but it will push that red down and it will make it yellow. Even if you wanted to add some yellow tinges or orange tinges to your flower, you could go in and just pull in a little bit, because it's a poppy. It has some shades of orange. So see, there. Now we're going to do our dry shading with the dots. And again, we're doing the blues. This because I'm going to do the sky around the edge. So I'm going to start with the BOO. And this is a good way to add if you've got this cut out on a die cut and you want to shade it. I'll show you in a minute. But you're going to go around with your spots. And a lot of the times I will pick kind of like a shape that you want to do around the image. And go ahead and kind of outline it. Practice those dots. This is a good way to practice your dots. Just using the very tip of your marker. And just barely touching the paper. I'm going to go around the whole flower. And then I'm going to work inside. Just fill in all of that space. And you want to hit all of it. You want to make sure there's blue dots all the way around. Again, this is your lightest color. And this is the dry blending. Okay, so now we've got our lightest color down. So now we're going to go in with your BO2, your middle color. And I like to do the same thing. I'm going to have my light coming down here. It's kind of hitting the tops of my petals here and the tops of my flowers here. So there's going to be more of the shadows underneath the flower and to your left side. So that's where we're going to put the majority of these darker spots. It's going to be more intense there. I'm still going to put some over here on the other side, but not as many. And I'm going to put a more concentrated underneath the leaves, underneath the flower, where there's going to be more shadow. Okay, and not as much on the top there. And then just a little bit around the top. You don't need too much. Okay, and get up there next to the flower. You want to get pretty close to the edge of the flower. Okay, so now we're going to go in with the B05 and we're going to do the same thing, only a little bit less than what you did with your middle color. And I'm just really going to concentrate on the darkest areas here, that one side and the underside of the petals. The underside of my leaves. And underneath my flower. And then just a little bit up here. In the deepest crevices of those flowers between the petals, you'll have a little bit of shading. So see how that just makes that pop out? Okay, so that's your dry shading. And when you have it on a die cut like this one, you can see how it just fills in the background and gives it a nice background shading. Now, like we did on our rabbit here, I still want to go and add some shading with my grays here on this one. Purple is a cool color, so we picked our sea grays. These are a cool gray. Red and green are warm colors. So I am choosing the W's. These are warm grays. We're going to do the same concept. We're going to trace underneath, and you could do this before you did your shading. It doesn't matter. You can do it either way. You'll still be able to see it. And then down the one side, underneath the petals. Okay, then we're going to go in with the WO. This is just to soften it a little bit. And just that little bit, even over the blue, you can see how it makes the flower really pop out. I'm going to add a little bit more of that darker here, even in these darkest crevices. That's what really is going to make your flower pop and make it pop off the page. Okay? So there is the dry blending. Just gives you some nice background shading. Your wet blending, and then your practice. Hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, and I'll help you however I can.